We're working some Python programming, kind of going through the basics here. My math website and YouTube where the videos are kept. Now in this particular video here, we're still going over the while statement, the if statement, generating some random numbers. In this particular one here, what we're going to end up doing, our output is going to be some random numbers like 2, 3, 4, whoops, I don't know, 1. I think it's just going to be numbers between 1 and 5. So we're going to just, well, not 6. We're going to get some random numbers here that we're going to generate, the output. And then what we're going to do is we're going to count the number of times, the frequency is what we're going to get of, for example, 1. So how many times does 1 occur in this data set? Well, it occurs twice, 1, 2. And so on the output, once we display this, and then what we're going to display is we'll display a column for the data. For example, 1 will occur, and then we will say, well, let's see, we'll call it the frequency that 1 occurs. And okay, so in this column here, we'll count the number of times 1 occurs. 1, 2. So it occurs twice. And then over here, we're going to display the relative frequency. And what this is going to do, and then maybe the percentage. Actually, you know what? I think what we'll do here is we'll just display in this column the percentage, and that is the number of times over all of the data that 2 occurs. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 data points, and 1 occurred twice, so this would be 2 over 7. Now that would be the relative frequency, but what we'll want to do is, since we want to turn it into a percentage, we'll multiply it. We'll move that decimal place 2 places to the right, so we'll multiply it by 100. And this number here will be then displayed, right, and we'll put a percentage sign here, so whatever this is calculated to. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in this programming problem here. Alright, so let's first start off with, we're going to import the random module so we can get those random numbers, and then we're going to input, like we did in the previous tutorial, we're going to input, we'll have to convert this to an integer now. Let's see, input, yeah, we're going to input, for example, how many data points do you want, let's say. Right, how many data points do you want? I'm sure there's a more elegant way of asking that question, but we're just going to do that. Okay, and then now we're going to be counting the number of times, for example, 1 comes up. Now instead of saying we're going to initialize this variable with a 0 here, we'd also have to do N2, N3, N4, and N5 with a 0. But instead of doing it like that, we can initialize all these guys together, N1, N2, N3, N4. We're only going to go to N5. And then in the next video, we're going to show you how to do this a whole lot easier way. Okay, so we have N1, N2, so we've initialized all those guys to be 0, and then we'll need this while statement, CO, and you know what? We're going to need to, this is going to be our counter variable here to count. And okay, so K, right, so you should be familiar with what we're doing in the previous problem. So N is equal to, this is going to be our random number, dot rand integer, and we're going to go between 1 and 5. We're just going to go between 1 and 5 here. Okay, and then of course we're going to need to count to keep up with what's going on. C is equal to 1, and then we're going to print print off all our data, our random data. We'll have to convert C to a string because we're going to go ahead and concatenate that with this string here, and then of course that will be our data point right there that's going to be displayed. Okay. Now we're going to go through now and count this. So if n is equal to 1, we want to count that. Okay. If n is equal to 1, we're going to want to count that. Just hit enter. I don't know why that is going to there. That shouldn't be doing that. Let's that's very strange. I think we're going to have problems here. The white space. So we're gonna want to count that. Let me redo this here real quick, and time is going by. If n is equal to 1, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Else, whoops, we're going to do an else if. Okay. Something is really strange here. That oh my god, I hope I don't have to do this video over again. Alright, n3, so we're counting our data as we go. n3 plus 1. Yeah, something is fishy in St. Louis. That shouldn't be going all the way to there. n4 is equal to n4 plus 1. And then the last one, all we have to do is else, just else. And n5, okay. If n, let's see, else if, I see something going on here. N, I forgot to do this, is equal to 2. If n is equal, if n is equal to 2, then do this. Yeah, I forgot this part. If n is equal to 3, then count the 3. If n is equal to 4, and so if it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, and it's not 4, then it must be 5. And so that's the reason on our last one here we just put else here. So n5 plus 1. Okay. Now down here we're going to go ahead and now print the data. So we'll call this column data here, the data column. And then what we're going to do is tab over. Oh boy, I'm running out of time here. Then we're going to tab over, and then I'll probably have to do a part B on this problem. And so this is going to be the frequency column. It looks like that's what's going to end up happening here. And then this is going to be the percentage column here. It's percentage of times it occurs. Alright, so that's going to be that column, and then we'll do print. Yeah, we'll have to do a part B on this. It's looking like. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and end it there, and then we'll finish it up in the next tutorial.